What's up guys, Xbox Chucks back today with another video. Today we're going to be discussing Halo Monopoly and how it helps you lose friends, family, and make you feel broker than you actually are. No, I'm kidding, that's not what we're talking about today. What we're really talking about today is a lot of fun stuff, including Xbox news and some more Halo news, of course. It wouldn't be this channel without Halo. Actually, this channel is supposed to be on Xbox, but here I am. Anyways, so we got a lot of news concerning both Xbox and Halo, like I said, and we're going to dive right in and just start talking about them. For the first set of news, I'm going to be discussing about Xbox at E3 2019, and with that, Xbox is supposedly supposed to become super hard with E3 this year. It's no secret that they were going to because of Sony not showing up this year, but they're coming in a little harder than I thought they were. I thought this year they're going to be focusing on more of their exclusive games, but according to a lot of channels, IGN, GameSpot, Polygon, all of them have said it's very likely that Xbox is going to be showing off their brand new next-gen consoles this E3, which I find a little crazy just because it feels like, well, Xbox One X did just come out, but I think we still have until next year till the console officially releases, but you don't know. I mean, this year we might still get the whole discless Xbox that I talked about in an earlier video. That one's just an Xbox One without the optical drive. It's literally just basically a streaming box. I haven't heard about that one since about late last year, so it may or may not be coming this year at all. We'll just have to wait until E3 2019. Maybe two of the consoles that they're showing one of them is that one, and they're keeping the other console hiding unless there isn't three and there's just two. Who knows? There's a lot of rumors going around. I don't want to dive too deep into it. E3 2019 will most likely be showing off some brand new Xbox One consoles. And from the specs from both consoles, whether it's the Lockhart and the Anaconda, both are looking really good. I'm going to leave a picture of the next little transition-y thingy, can't even think of the word, for you guys to see it. Again, take this with a grain of salt. It's only rumored. It's not for sure. I mean, what we see right now could be completely different from what we see at E3 2019. I do want to point out one thing, however. I did see a leaked spec of the PlayStation 5. Now, the PS5's kind of been under a little more hush-hush lately. There's been some things here and there, but I'm not going to get into that for obvious reasons. But what from I can tell is the PS5 specs is almost the exact same as the Anaconda, or not the Anaconda, the Lockhart specs. Which, if you don't know yet, the Lockhart Xbox is basically the 1S of next generation, and Anaconda's like the 1X. So there's like the weaker model and then the more powerful model, and so basically that's what they're going to be doing. And the PS5 has the pretty similar specs, but they're pricing it at $400. So if they're doing that, that means Xbox is going to have to keep the Lockhart at $400. If they're willing to go that deep, $300, the $300 mark might really help them out in sales. But that just means that the Anaconda is going to be a little more expensive. I'm hoping for a cap or a maximum cap at $500. $600 is kind of pushing it. Everyone knows from when PS3 announced that, or when PlayStation announced that the PS3 was $600, no one was happy about it. So hopefully Microsoft keep it at $500. That is pretty much the limit most people will go for when it comes to a console. Not a PC, a console. So if you're listening to this or watching this, please keep that $500, and I'm sure a lot of people will be happy. And the next set of news, what we have is Halo. Now, this is actually going alongside with the Xbox news at E3. So, with the Xbox supposedly going to reveal their next Xbox, that also means that Halo Infinite may be a launch title with the next Xbox. Now, don't freak out. I know a lot of people are going, that mean I have to buy a new Xbox to play Halo Infinite? No. 343 last E3 already announced that the next Halo will be on Xbox One. So if you still own an Xbox One console and you have no plans of buying the next Xbox next year, you're completely fine. You can still play Halo Infinite. You can probably still play Gears 5, obviously Crackdown 3. You probably have at least 2 more Forzas, and then depending on third-party studios, you have a little longer with those like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Battlefield, blah, 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 blah. I would say you only need to start worrying about moving on to the next console about 3 years in. Most people I even talk to nowadays are like, yeah, I'm upgrading from Xbox 360, and I'm like, it's not the right thing to do, bud. It's not the right thing to do right now. So I would say you have some time. Do not worry about everything, but Halo Infinite for sure will be on Xbox One, and Halo Infinite may be a launch title. If that's the truth, I'm going broke next year because I'm going to be buying a bundled Xbox. Broke. But yeah, that's the news for Halo E3. It has been confirmed by Bonnie Ross, head of 343 Studios, that Halo Infinite will be at E3 2019. So for all you people out there going, I don't think it's going to be there. I think we're going to have to wait another year. Nope, it's going to be there. I still think we're going to get a 2020 release date. Like I said, it's probably going to be a launch title with the next Xbox. But you might be getting the flighting program this year. For people who are newer to the channel, I don't know what that is. Flighting program is basically a beta testing where they release a newer update for it every so often, and we as players get to test it out and see what we like, what we don't like, what needs to be fixed, what we love. So it's just a more enhanced version of a beta. But hopefully it comes out this year because 343 really wants to make sure that they can get as much feedback as possible before the game comes out. That's pretty much it for E3 news, but now into some Halo Infinite news. My last set of news is not as big as the first two. It's just some smaller things regarding Halo Infinite. It's even regarding stuff concerning Halo 5. If you haven't watched it already, I might leave a link down below. IGN had a unlocked or a unfiltered interview with Bonnie Ross, the head of 343, like I said earlier. She talks about a lot of things about herself in the industry, and then obviously starts talking about Halo Infinite and where they're going with that. From what I've heard from her is I'm a little excited. I'm not as nervous. After Halo 4, I was nervous about Halo 5. I was super hyped for it, but I was nervous where it was going. With Infinite, I don't feel that anymore because when Bonnie Ross talks about it, she says that they've kind of learned from their past two games. But what she says is, with Halo 4 and 5, they learned, we know how to make a good story with 4, but we need to fix our multiplayer. But then I think they focused a little too much on multiplayer with Halo 5, so their story went down, but their multiplayer went up. She said with Infinite that they really want to balance those two. They want it to where people love the campaign and they love the multiplayer. Because that's what it's always been for Halo, you know, Halo 1, 2, 3, Reach, you pick a Halo game, we've always loved it, the story and the multiplayer equally. Maybe we loved it a little more than the other, but there's always been balance between those two. With Halo 4 and 5, it hasn't been like that. So they really want to make sure that they're getting enough time to focus on this game. That's why it's taking so long, and for people who really want Halo to succeed, but are getting angry that they're getting no news, you just got to be patient. We got to wait. If we want to make sure that this franchise keeps going in the direction it's going, we got to be patient. We got to go on the forums. We got to help them out. Bonnie Ross did say that she does want Halo to continue. They kind of have plans for the next 10, maybe 20 years of Halo. So if Halo can succeed right now, Infinite's like the make or break moment for them. If it can succeed, we still have many years to come with Halo. And I want many years to come with Halo because I'm a Halo fanatic. If it just dies off, then this channel might as well just go. That's especially if Xbox goes down. Please don't go down. Anyway, alongside that, she did say that after Halo 5 came out, Microsoft, or Phil Spencer, or whoever was at the time, did say that they were hoping 343 would release another Halo game in 2 years. Now you're probably thinking, they did, Halo Wars 2. I don't mean that. I mean they wanted to release another Halo first-person shooter, such as Halo 5.5 or Halo 6 ODST. In a way, it sounded like there was almost going to be another story DLC, or there was going to be like another Halo game, and they wanted them to release that in like 2 years, which I don't think that's even. I don't know who even suggested that. If it's Phil Spencer, man, I don't understand that. Like, I get like that Halo brings money to the studios, but releasing a game that fast, especially how 5 was taken by the community, is not a good idea. Which Bonnie Ross said her and Phil talked about, and they both agreed, don't do that, let's just wait. So I'm glad that they decided to wait and not just release the game, because if they had released the game 2 years later, I think 343 would have been finished. But I digress. Before I actually end this, there is one more thing I want to discuss. There have been, it's more rumors than it is confirmed, more leaks than I guess, but Halo Infinite might have RPG style mechanics. Now with that makes me a little concerned because I don't know how I personally feel about that, and you might love it, you might hate it, but personally I don't know if I want that, because Halo just, I've never seen it as an RPG style game. It's always just been a first person shooter, sci-fi, fantasy, all that kind of stuff. Nothing ever concerning RPGs. So when I hear about this, it makes me just a little concerned. Maybe when 343 shows off the game at E3 2019, they'll explain a little more, and maybe I'll be a little more, oh, okay, that's fine. What I'm hoping for is they allow you to just explore Zeta Halo when you're not on a mission, or maybe during a mission you get to explore a little more. Like, they don't just say go to the objective, but there's more exploration. Frank O'Connor did say in a tweet a couple months ago saying exploration will be rewarded in Halo Infinite. So I'm really hoping that's what it is. You just get to explore the Halo rings, you get to walk around, do whatever you want. And that's what I'm hoping they mean. I'm hoping they don't mean you get to pick what Master Chief says in the campaign, because that would affect the lore. That would affect Halo's lore is very important nowadays. Like, back then, yeah, you could do whatever you want with it, but now, like, at the point where your games are connected to your books, your TV show, your comics, all that stuff combined into one, you can't just do that, because that means now there's going to be multiple ways Chief handled something. There's going to be multiple ways the game ended, possibly. And I just think that it affects the lore itself. I would say don't do the letting you pick what Chief says, because I want the lore to stay consistent. And if I start being able to pick what Chief says, then there's going to be hundreds of pieces of lore. Well, Chief said this. No, he said that. Well, what did he say? Because you picked what he said. So I'm really hoping it's just exploration, like, that's what it is, and not so much of you branching out and doing certain things. I know that sounds a little weird, because most games allow you to do what you want. Just with Halo, it's such a fragile process right now. It's in a fragile state, and if they ruin it with this new style, again, that could be the moment that Halo just stops and ends, and we don't really want that to happen. But anyways, that's the rest of this video. We went over a lot of things. Xbox at E3, Halo at E3, Halo Infinite news, just a lot of stuff. I got to piece this video together because I had multiple takes, just trying to get it all through. So thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day.